Hey, call Haloyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock. Shalom and salutations to all you Akim and Akwaf out here. Shalom to the Akim, especially that push the words of truth and sincerity. Shalom. Alright, so Proverbs 15:1 says, "A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." So let's take a look at that. Alright, let's take a look at that real quick. When you look at the word, a soft answer turneth away wrath. Turneth away in the Hebrew is shawab. Shawab means turn away, reverse, return to original condition. Return to original condition. What is being returned to the original condition? Human anger. It says by using rak, R-A-K. Rak is a Hebrew word that means soft. Okay, soft answer turneth away wrath, right? So a soft is rock, and that means substantive, mild, or gentle words. Proverbs 15:1 in the NLT, it says a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. So the whole understanding here is that when you get good with tact, when you get good and discipline with controlling your tongue, right? The tongue is an unruly evil. The better you get, the more of an advantage you can use this precept in times of turning away somebody's wrath, right? Your average understanding of when somebody's angry, you don't believe, or you would never believe until you saw it, somebody be able to turn away somebody else's wrath, right? We know that we don't have any control over other people, but the scripture pretty much identifies that is some way, some form of how the Lord has set it up so that you can use. This is a skill. This is a wise thing that you can do to actually take down that anger and turn it away. As the word shawab means, return to original condition. Somebody gets angry, but that's just an emotion that overtook them. Yeah, you could return them to that original condition, right, where they calm and relax, just by words. We're going to look at an example of how this happened in the scriptures. Judges 8:1 says, "And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus?" So the men of Ephraim, I believe the Gideon is a judge is referring to here in Judges 8. And he's talking to the men of Ephraim. Now the men of Ephraim is mad. They're angry at Gideon. Let's listen up. Why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? So they inquiring why Gideon didn't call them to fight with the Midianites, why he just went on himself to fight. It says, and they did chide with him sharply, right? And I'm gonna look that word chide up just to verify it, but basically, they was angry, very angry with him for that. Chide means to scold or rebuke. So they was rebuking the hell out of Gideon for not calling them during his fight. This is other Israelites, right? Because we are all combined and joined during the time of Judges. There was a northern and southern kingdoms. There was only one kingdom, the nation of Israel. All right, but you had 12 tribes. It says, and they did chide with them sharply, and he said unto them, what have I done now in comparison of you? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abiezar? Yahweh have delivered into your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb, and Zeeb. And what was I able to do in comparison of you? So he's basically saying, look, you are valiant men. You have taken on mighty warriors alone. You have done these beautiful works and acts. You have conquered different kings. What have I done in that comparison? Nothing. And so if anything, I want to try to compare. I want to try to do this thing alone. It goes on to say, then their anger was abated toward him when he had said that. You see, again, going back to Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turneth away wrath. I mean, he was angry with him, but his words abated their anger, right? And to look it up, abated, let's get the definition real quick of abated. Phone's doing all type of tricks right now, right? So I mean, the idea is just simple. What you say in response to anger, response to somebody chiding you, can be used to calm that person down or reverse their anger. And this ain't necessarily something that you do with brothers. Yeah, when a brother get with a brother, I'm gonna use it on a brother, and a brother shouldn't. Look, man, this is for the real world. This is for when you out and about. This is for you. You might be in a life or death situation. I was, all right. I was done. I remember being a security guard in the hood, all right, in Brownsville, Brooklyn, all right, a rough, rugged as it gets, and there was a point in time when basically somebody was ready to damn near body me, but it was the Lord put the spirit on me of the things to say, and that man's anger was abated. Abate means of something perceived as hostile, threatening, or negative become less intense or widespread. It means to subside, to reduce, to remove, especially a nuisance, to lessen or decrease it. Okay, like a storm suddenly abated, it died down, so to speak. It becomes weaker, it comes to an end, it tails off, it fades away. So this is a very serious thing you able to do in the midst of this hellified world. Why? Because people want to bother you for various reasons, man. We know that these are the end times. Men are going to be out of their wits for many different reasons. Somebody might, for a sake of mistaken identity, what you going to get? Are you going to turn up on everybody? Because the other way around it, or the other way to deal with somebody that's angry and wrathful at you, is to try to match their energy. Now, some people might back down at that, but not everybody going to back down at that. Jake is really ready to pop off on whomever it may be. And so if you have this form of wisdom presented to you by Proverbs 15:1, as I said in the NLT, it says a gentle answer deflects anger. So you can deflect that man's anger without even lifting a finger, without even getting more emotionally involved. You never got emotional at all. You didn't have to meet their level. You didn't have to potentially lose your life and leave your children out there homeless because of some man's anger that you didn't even know what it was all about. In split-second decisions, things happen. So it's good to know that the Lord provides certain wisdom that we can use, and that's in the form of gentle words. See, the word itazab, when you look at the word, when you look at the second portion of this verse, but grievous words stir up anger. That word grievous is itazab, right? And the NLT says, but harsh words make tempers flare. That word for harsh is itazab. It means bitter, sharp, aka also in quotations, words pronounced with anger. And it should remind you of a saying that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You've been hearing that for years, and you also got to learn, in due time, you learn how to talk to people, right? There's certain things we could say, and we've been saying amongst our family members and in our neighborhood for years, just the way we talk, the nature of how we talk. But here you are learned. Now you understand, hey, look, let me talk, let me pronounce these words without anger. Let me make sure I'm talking without anger, because my idea now of dealing with this wrathful individual, somebody that's obviously trying to go there with you. Throw out a word, pronounce without anger, and a gentle word, a calm word. Figure out, be smart, make this impeccable move where you don't have to get physical. You don't have to continue to allow this to go out of hand. You don't have to be carnal. You don't have to match carnal energy anymore. And you could just use a calm word, pronounce without anger, right? And see if these words presented by Solomon, King Solomon, who was Yahushua, see if these words don't reign true, right? Because it's how the words is spoken. Didn't the Lord spoke to us at one point in time, but Israel asked for the Lord not to speak to us. You know why? Because we were too afraid. He spoke with thunder, all right, and loud noise, and Israel we didn't want that no more. That scared the hell out of us. Right? He could have been saying just regular, but it was just a frightening. So sometimes how you say it, right? Your energy behind your words reflects. So these are things to take note to. This is just wisdom, right? So we weren't always taught how to speak to each other. But in the scriptures, we're taught, if you want to turn away wrath, you calm it down a little bit. And what does that look like? You just tone it down. So I'm not going to be long-winded with this. These are things that we can use, helpful ways, helpful response. It's about reaction. All right. Some people feel like they can get a reaction out of you. It's your job to walk with wisdom towards them that are without. You do not have to physically get your way out of every situation. What does a good martial artist always say? We learn martial arts so that we don't have to use it, hopefully. All right? A good man is a violent man that doesn't have to use violence. See, first, that's not your go-to, right? And so we learn how to be more disciplined. We learn how to be more tactful, and we understand to apply these scriptures to the best of our ability. All right? And move modestly out here, move sincerely out here, but most of all, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Use wisdom. The world is getting crazy. The people are getting crazy. They're bugging out. All right? Active shooter situations. There's no more drills. All right? People are running over people. Like, everybody's acting out on their deepest, most wrathfulest ideas. Judgment is being sentenced from on high. The people will be waxed worse and colder and colder. These are these times when this happens. Use wisdom and any sense of wherever you get it and however you can obtain it. Use wisdom, because these are the things that is going to allow us, to maintain while everybody else doesn't choose the right direction and choose the right sayings and choose the right words. You, on the other hand, no, I don't have to match this carnal energy. You don't even have to leave your spiritual mind frame. You don't have to leave it for nobody. You don't have to become carnal for anyone. All right? Just continue to, keep the scriptures in your mind and learn how to apply them when necessary. I brought this out. This video was edifying. Until next time, shalom.